You obviously awakened an SSS class ability, the victorious fighting Buddha Sun Wukong, but the Academy still labeled you as a useless low-grade loser. Not only did all teachers and students in the school mock you, calling you a scrawny little monkey, even the goddess Liu Ruyan, who awakened the divine beast Phoenix, dumped you. It's all because the great sage equal to heaven, who fought against heavens and earth in your past life, in this world, is ranked as the lowest existence on the divine beast list. But as a time traveler, you know the so-called useless grade is nothing but that you all haven't truly grasped the essence of the monkey's power. Right now, you're on your way back home. Your mind is filled with scenes from this morning's awakening ceremony. You never could have imagined that during your 3 years of high school, you, who was once hailed as a top student, would have your reputation ruined by the awakening ceremony on the first day of university. Your reputation plummeted. All titles like Gifted Elite Student Representative are gone for good. All you're left with is an awakened animal type ability identity. What's more, it's the lowest rank FG monkey on the animal type ability list. As you're thinking about this, you arrive home before you know it. But as soon as you step through the door, you find there's an extra guest in the house, and he looks very unfriendly. Even your father, Li Wei Guo, has to stand off to the side. Keep in mind, this is your own home. Seeing you push the door and enter, Liu Zhongyan, who's sitting right in the middle of the room, asks with a disdainful look on his face. Li Wei Guo, is this your son? Yes. Li Wei Guo steps forward, lowers his head, and glances back at you. Lear, come over and say hello to Uncle Lin. You agree out of respect for your father's request. You step forward to greet him, looking at the arrogant Uncle Lin in front of you. You can guess why he's visiting today. It's nothing more than the stuff between you and Liu Ruyan. He's quite good looking. It's a shame his talent is garbage. Then Liu Zhongyan rests his hands on the armrests, stands up and walks over to you, looking you straight in the eye. I know, you and my daughter Ruyan have had a private relationship for a while, but listen to me. End it. People like, you don't deserve her. You were at the awakening ceremony. Yourself, right? Our Ruyan awakened the divine beast Phoenix. What about you, an F-class monkey? Then Liu Zhongyan turns around and says with his back to you, don't blame Uncle Lin for being harsh. This is the reality. The weak don't get to choose who they love. You don't say much in response. Instead, you ask back, does Ruyan know about this? It doesn't matter if she knows or not, right? You're not the genius you used to be. Do you think she'd still like you? And let me be clear, I'm not here to discuss this with you today. I'm here to tell you what you're going to do. Got it. You never expected that a single ability awakening would bring this absurd melodramatic drama down on you. Fine, we'll break up. Obviously, Liu Zhongyan didn't expect you to agree so quickly. He's stunned for a moment. He scoffs and rolls his eyes at you before leaving. Right then, your father, who had been silent this whole time, pats you on the shoulder and comforts you. I'm sorry. Your dad is useless. This has nothing to do with you. Dad, I'm going back to my room first. With that, you head upstairs. But right as you step on the stairs, you turn around. The dignity I've lost. I will take it back with my own 2 hands. Back in your bedroom, you lie on the bed and stare quietly out the window. Is the monkey ability really that useless? Brother Monkey, oh brother Monkey. You were the great sage equal to heaven who went on the pilgrimage to the west. But right as you're sighing, 3 lines of notifications pop up in front of your eyes. Achieved entry, pilgrimage to the west, fusion rate, plus 0.1%. Achieved entry, great sage equal to heaven, fusion rate plus 0.2%. Notice, maximum 3 entries can be activated per week. All of a sudden, your eyes snap open. You bolt upright in bed. Completing entry achievements can increase the fusion rate. In this world, anyone who wants to improve their strength relies first on their level and second on their fusion rate. To level up, an awakened person has to find special opportunities to break through. But for the monkey divine beast, no one has triggered its related entry achievements for many years. You can actually trigger them using your past life memories of Journey to the West. No wonder people in this world can never maximize the power of the monkey divine beast. To test this hypothesis, you immediately use your last remaining entry activation quota for the week to test it out. Sun Wukong 3 times beats the White Bone Demon, fusion rate plus 0.2%. Fusion rate reaches 0.5%. Awakened name, Sun Wukong. In an instant, the little monkey in your sea of consciousness changes, from an ordinary little monkey at first, into a big monkey with full fur that glows with golden light. Seeing this, you feel like you've opened a whole new world. You even think that in the future, You'll be the pioneer of the monkey legend in this world, after figuring out the way to improve your strength. You don't dare to slack off. You immediately rush downstairs. Li Weiguo sees you and hurries over to ask Li Er, "Are you going out?" "Yes, Dad. I might be back late." Without explaining much, you just walk out the door, leaving Li Weiguo standing there, watching you leave with a worried look on his face. Later, you arrive at a primeval forest, planning to use the giant ancient trees here to master the power given to you by Sun Wukong. When your fusion rate reached 0.5%, the Sun Wukong statue in your Sea of Consciousness already transmitted a bit of power to you. All you need to do now is practice and fully grasp this power. You take off your shirt, revealing your toned muscles. After a simple warm-up, you start punching the giant ancient tree in front of you. As time passes, you can clearly feel your strength growing. Just as you're immersed in your punching practice, a few spiders that were living on the big tree are woken up. They skitter down the tree, making faint scratching noises. Suddenly you realize something is off. You look up and get a huge fright. You immediately grab a wooden stick from nearby and swing it at one of the spiders. The spider's head caved in from the hit, and its inside splattered everywhere. At the same time, a line of notification pops up in front of you. Imsantashim. Fusion rate plus 0.01%. That works? Oh, right. Sun Wukong fought spider spirits before. The thought makes you instantly excited. Aren't these just free experience points? Fight 'em, beat all of them. No matter how many come, I'll beat 'em all. Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan, who has long hair that reaches her waist, was summoned by the city lord and her uncle today. She arrives at the elder hall and sees her father already sitting in the main seat, while her uncle Liu Zhongyan looks at her with satisfaction from the side. He can't help saying, "That's our Ruyan. Awakened an S-class phoenix at such a young age. How can that kid from the Li family even compare to you? Ruyan, your uncle made a decision for you today. I already made that kid give up any ideas of being with you. You deserve someone way better, after all." "Okay, Uncle Lin, regarding this matter, Liu Ruyan doesn't care at all. It's like she never had any feelings for you at all." Just then, the city lord speaks. "Yaner, Beih University sent a message. Considering you've awakened an S-class divine beast, they are willing to provide you with an extra resource quota every month." He pauses for a moment. The city lord continues. "That kid from the Lai family will never amount to anything now. He wasted 3 years of your high school time. Now that you're going to Beih University, don't make the same mistake again. Focus on improving your strength." "Got it." Liu Ruyan nods and replies respectfully, "Yes, father." Back in the primeval forest, as you keep killing the wild spiders, the fusion rate is also constantly increasing. Right at this moment, the familiar mechanical notification sound rings out again. You have killed 50 primitive spiderlings. Fusion rate increased to 1%. Obtained one of Wukong's spells, human form. At the same time, the Wukong statue in your mind changes once again. A miraculous supernatural power gathers in your mind, and you finally master it. You don't hesitate. You blink once and shout transform. The next second, the original. You disappear. In your place is a middle-aged man named Li Weiguo. A few seconds later, you change back to your original appearance. You marvel at the wonder of this ability. Interesting. This way, I'm the first one to break the shackles of F-rank monkey, awakened one to obtain Wukong's spells. Seeing that the sky is already darkened, you adjust your breathing a few times where you stand. Then you head in the direction of home. The next day, you arrive at the classroom very early. Since your awakened rank is F, the class you're assigned to is also a total slacker class. There are only a handful of people in the class. The head teacher is also missing most of the time. Some are trying to struggle just like you, unwilling to give up. Others are sons of wealthy bosses, here to kill time and mess around. Just then, a chubby guy walks over to you. Judging by his clothes, he's obviously a rich young master. "You're Ji Li, right? I know you're the one everyone's talking about outside." Then Qianli Pangpang holds out his hand to you in a gesture of respect. "My name is Qianli Pangpang. Let's be friends." You're a little surprised by this. First, he doesn't look down on you. Second, why is his name Qianli specifically, instead of Shili or Bailey, Ji Li? You shake hands with him. You ask casually, "You guys got here earlier than me, right?" "Where's the head teacher?" "She's playing missing, duh. She thinks teaching a trash class like ours lowers her status. We probably won't see her more than a few times all semester." However, as soon as Qianli Pangpang finishes speaking, a mature woman appears at the classroom door. She replies, "That's right. I do think teaching you lowers my status." Ignoring everyone's stares, Liu Qian walks straight to the classroom podium on her own. She rests both hands on the podium and says, I know you're uncomfortable hearing this, but this is the reality. An F-rank class, in principle for a school like Beihai University, there's no need to even have one. First, it's a waste of resources. Second, it's a waste of manpower and materials. Seeing the teacher look down on his class so much, Qianli Pangpang says angrily, Teacher, you can never be sure about these things. Are you sure none of the students in this class can make something of themselves later on? Fine. If you don't place last in the opening competition a week from now, even second to last is okay. I'll admit you have a little bit of capability, and I'll fulfill my duties as your teacher from now on. With that, Liu Qian ignores the reactions of the people in the class, steps down from the podium and leaves. She doesn't even mention what new students should pay attention to at school, or the opening hours of the weapon room, among other things. This leaves the class atmosphere gloomy. You never would have thought that a rank like second to last would actually be something people compete for now. Just then, a girl says carefully, We're the only F-rank class in the whole grade. It's really hard not to get last place. Then she complains to herself, Sure enough, I have no talent when it comes to martial arts. Maybe I should listen to the head teacher and transfer to the liberal arts program. Seeing this, several other students say, What do we do then? My liberal arts grades are bad too. Is my career just over like this? For a moment, the whole class is thrown into panic. No one has any confidence. Qianli Pangpang, the rich young master, actually has the best mindset right now. He comes over to you and asks, What about you? What are you planning to do? It's only the first day of school, and the class is already falling apart. If you all leave, I can't have a class all by myself. You say with a firm gaze, Relax, I'm not leaving. This draws the attention of some other students. They can't understand why you're so firm right now, and your expression isn't panicked like theirs. I want to give it a shot. With that, you turn around and leave. Since the head teacher isn't doing her job, you can only rely on yourself. When Qianli Pangpang sees how determined you are, he decides he definitely wants to be your friend. He hurries to catch up with you. You and Qianli Pangpang, after familiarizing yourselves with the basic school layout, you head to the back campus, which is for students to practice alone, planning to pick a beast for actual combat practice. Very soon, you pick the yellow-haired sable as your practice target on the back campus. And there are quite a lot of them, around 100 in total. If I kill all of them, won't my fusion rate increase a lot? Thinking of this, you're eager to give it a try. A senior student nearby notices you. He walks over to you and says, Hey, freshman, looks like you're here to fight monsters, huh? These yellow-haired sables are not easy to beat. What's your rank? What's your awakened ability? Just a regular divine beast. You don't want to go into detail about your exact rank. Regular, huh? Even regular ones have to be at least rank 1. I'm in charge of approval and registration. Which class are you in? Seeing this, you have to tell the truth. I'm in the F-rank class. Senior Liu's face changes drastically when he hears this. He stands up immediately. What? No way. Don't challenge these. Go fight butterflies over there to practice first. Yellow-haired sables are way out of your league. Didn't you see the sign over there? It clearly says F-rank students. Challenge with caution. You still want to do this, huh? Looking for trouble? Caution doesn't mean it's forbidden. You don't want to waste time fighting butterflies here. Not only won't it increase my fusion rate, it also won't give me any real practice, seeing how stubborn you are. The senior reluctantly hands you an agreement. Then sign this agreement first. I won't be responsible if anything happens to you. Right at this moment, a few more seniors walk over to persuade you. Maybe you should listen to Senior Liu. He's been through this before. You're from the F-rank class. You better not fight these. Something bad will really happen otherwise. Yeah, don't think the yellow-haired sables are easy just because they're small. If they go crazy, not just you, even we are scared of them. However, you don't explain much. You sign the agreement, turn around and step into the yellow-haired sable challenge area. In the darkness ahead, the yellow-haired sables hidden in the corners seem to sense that a human has arrived. Pairs of red eyes glow in the darkness. In just a moment, the entire challenge area is filled with a dangerous aura. Seeing this, Senior Liu says with a grimace, This kid really doesn't want to live, huh? He actually went straight to the center of the challenge area. He's provoked all the yellow-haired sables at once. But just then, he suddenly notices his two friends have strange expressions on their faces. The moment he turns around to look at you, his pupils constrict sharply. He sees that around you right now. 10 yellow-haired sables are already lying dead on the ground. Senior Liu stares at you in disbelief, his mouth wide open. How is this possible? He killed 10 of them in just the short time we were talking. The two seniors next to him also look at each other in shock. Oh my god, is he really F-rank? As your fist just lands, multiple notifications keep appearing in front of you. Fusion rate, 0.02%. Fusion rate, 0.02% x 10. The blood of the yellow-haired sable stains your face, slowly slides down along the bridge of the nose. You don't even pay attention to it. Instead, an excited smile gradually appears on your face. The next second, it's like you've left everything behind right now. You throw yourself fully into the fight. Every time a fist lands, a reward notification sound goes off. Who said F-rank students can't kill these? Looking at the last remaining yellow-haired Martin in front of you, you roar out loud, that's all you've got. You gather the power of Wukong in your hand. You swing your arm hard and slam it down right there. Instantly, dust and smoke billow everywhere. The ground shakes. It shocks all the students in the school's entire backyard. Is there another F-rank student going to challenge the area? Judging by the intensity of this quake, the challenger is at least E-rank. Damn, that's my bro Lee for real. No one knows when he showed up. When you finish off the yellow-haired Martin King with your own hands, Qianli Pengpeng appears next to Senior Liu. Then he pats Senior Liu straight on the shoulder and says, "See that? He's from our F-rank class. His name is 90. My bro is standing on top of the yellow-haired Martin King's lair." He glances at his current fusion rate. A faint, satisfied smile tugs at the corner of his mouth. Total fusion rate, 3.32%. Right after that, he ignores all the students rushing over from all directions. He leaps right over the hillside and disappears over the peak, leaving only an afterimage behind, watching your receding figure. Senior Liu takes a deep breath. He sighs and says, 116 yellow-haired Martins in total, including the Martin King, all killed by one single person. No one can pull off a feat like that. Meanwhile, in the principal's office of Beihai University, Liu Qian doesn't look happy. She stands in front of the principal's desk and says, "Dad, why did you assign me to teach Class F? You trained me yourself. My ability is top tier among all the teachers in the school. If I teach a better class, I can bring more benefits and play a bigger role." But Liu Tianqing cuts his daughter off ruthlessly. "Stop making it sound so noble. To put it bluntly, you just don't want to teach a low-level class. With your impulsive temper, if I don't send you to a low-level class to polish your temper, you probably won't be able to stay at the school in the future." Hearing this, Liu Qian falls silent for a moment. But after thinking it over, she still pushes back stubbornly, "But at least assign me to Class E, right? Isn't Class F considered a useless class by default in our school?" Hearing these words, Liu Tianqing, his face darkens. "Who told you to say that? As a teacher, you should have a proper sense of responsibility. No matter how low-level the class you're assigned to is, you have no right to look down on it." Just as Liu Tianqing finishes speaking loudly, two students show up at the door. They say, "Report." Seeing this, Liu Tianqing doesn't bother arguing with his daughter anymore. He takes a deep breath, calms down his emotions, and says, "It's fine. Come in." Liu Tian also knows this isn't the right time to keep talking. She turns around and leaves on her own. Liu Tianqing looks up and asks with a smile, "Judging by your looks, something pretty big happened at the school, right? Is it good news or bad?" The head of the news department hands over a news report file. "Principal, this is what happened yesterday. The yellow-haired Martin challenge area was solo cleared by someone. It made quite a commotion." Liu Tianqing, who just took the file, freezes for a moment. "Solo cleared. Didn't I tell you all before? Advanced class students shouldn't keep bullying those low-level monsters. Those are reserved for low-level class students. There are 116 of them. Ugh, this is gonna make me mad to death. Do you know how much it costs to raise 116 yellow-haired Martins just now?" Liu Tianqing just found out Beihai University's ranking has dropped from 2nd place to 4th place, which means the annual funding we get will be even less now. "No, principal. It wasn't an advanced class student." "What?" Hearing this, Liu Tianqing's eyes widen. He looks at the head of the news department in disbelief. "It's not an advanced class student. Then could it be?" "That's right, it's a student from Class F. I don't know his exact name yet." The head of the news department says, "So how should we handle this? This news, should we release it to the public?" The originally annoyed look on Liu Tianqing's face turns happy in an instant. "Of course we should. Release it right now. Hurry up and find out what that student's name is." After the two news department members leave, Liu Tianqing plops down on the sofa with a sigh. He mumbles to himself, "Who could this person be?" Very soon, a piece of school news blows up across the entire campus. A new student from Class F has fully cleared the yellow-haired Martin challenge area. Meanwhile, at the Liu family residence. "Congratulations, City Lord Liu. We heard your daughter awakened an S-rank phoenix. With such an outstanding achievement, shouldn't you host a banquet, City Lord Liu, so we can all celebrate together?" That's right, City Lord Liu. People who awaken the divine beast Phoenix are extremely rare. Miss Liu is so smart and talented. Her natural talent is exceptional. Liu Zhongyan speaks on behalf of City Lord Liu. He says politely to all the bosses who came to visit and congratulate them, "Oh, it's nothing, really. You're too kind. When our Ruyan comes back, we will definitely notify everyone to come over for a drink and celebration." After all the bosses leave, City Lord Liu comes out of the room. "Ruyan should be coming back around this time, right?" "Yes, she took the day off today, to come home for a bit." Then he takes the car keys out of his pocket. "All right, I'll go pick her up myself." "No need, uncle." Unexpectedly, Liu Ruyan's figure appears at the bottom of the stairs at some point. The moment they see her, her uncle Liu Zhongyan immediately breaks into a smile. "Great. It's good that you're back." At this time, City Lord Liu also walks in from behind. He asks curiously, "Didn't school just start? Why did you suddenly come back? If you're missing something, you could have just called me, your dad. No need to make the long trip back. It's some personal stuff of mine." Liu Ruyan doesn't explain further. By the looks of it, she's planning to go straight back to her room next. But City Lord Liu still asks a question. "By the way, how are your preparations for the opening tournament going?" "Relax, do you not trust your own daughter?" But right at this moment, a young guy rushes in quickly from outside the door. He says loudly, "City Lord, the person you told me to keep an eye on. We have news on Julie." The moment these words come out, City Lord Liu and Liu Zhongyan's faces instantly change. Can't this idiot see who's here right now? So stupid, with just one look. The young guy notices that Liu Ruyan is also present. He freezes on the spot for a moment, not sure if he should keep saying what he was going to say. Seemingly noticing the young guy's awkwardness, Liu Ruyan says calmly, "Go ahead, it's fine, since Miss said so. I'll speak frankly. Recently, there's a piece of news spreading from Beihai University. It seems to be about Julie." Hearing this, Liu Zhongyan asks disdainfully, "What kind of news could it possibly be? Let's hear it." "I heard that on the second day of school, he went alone into the yellow-haired Martin challenge area and solo cleared all 116 yellow-haired Martins there, including the Martin King." Hearing this, Liu Ruyan says disdainfully, "So what? Only truly weak people would need to use these low-level yellow-haired Martins to prove their own worth?" Meanwhile, Li Weiguo, who was originally just loitering outside the door, glancing around casually, suddenly notices you standing not far away. He immediately asks in disbelief, "Son, why are you back?" "I'm coming back to lay low for a couple of days." Hearing these words, Li Weiguo hurried over immediately, grabbed your hand right away, "Hide out for a couple of days. Were you bullied at school? Come on, let's go talk to the school teachers to sort this out." Seeing this, you just smiled and said nothing. Li Weiguo was startled. "Is it the people from the Liu family? Damn it! How dare the Liu family bully us like this? Today I'll even risk my old life if I have to get us proper justice." Hearing this, you felt very gratified. Your own father would go this far for you. "No, it's not like that. It's just that the school has been full of news about me lately. I came home to catch my breath." "News about you?" "Yeah, I killed a bunch of yellow-haired weasels." The school news department started saying for no reason that I'm some kind of #1 pioneer or something. I didn't bother to listen to the rest. You walked towards the house as you explained. Also, there's a chubby roommate who keeps following me around everywhere. I'm not really used to it." "Oh, I see. That doesn't sound like a bad thing." Li Weiguo breathed a huge sigh of relief and got very curious instead. Just how many yellow-haired weasels did his son kill to even get a report from the school news department? With nothing to do at home, you headed to the forest again. After all, the freshman opening tournament is only 3 days away. You need to prepare properly. You sat cross-legged right in the center of the forest. Every breath you took followed a distinct rhythm. Gradually, you turned your focus inwards and opened the wisdom sea of consciousness in your mind. Inside this sea of consciousness, you saw the mythical figure Sun Wukong once again. "Trust me, I will never let you be buried in the long river of history." You recited silently in your mind. You slowly closed your eyes. At the same time, from the statue of Sun Wukong in the sea of consciousness, a ball of golden energy emanated from its surface, drifted lightly towards you. As the energy entered your body, you who were sitting cross-legged on the ground suddenly opened your eyes. A wave of ki exploded outwards in all directions. This is the power brought by a 3.32% fusion rate. Who would have thought? Even an F-rank Wukong has this kind of power. You sighed silently in your heart. Then you stood up from the ground. Without hesitation, you gathered all the strength in your body and slammed your fist hard into an earthen rock wall right in front of you. All of a sudden, A huge, deep pit was punched into the center of the earthen rock wall. Cracks spread rapidly along its surface in all directions. Dust billowed up into the air. Birds in the forest were startled and flapped their wings to escape. Time passed quickly, and the day of the freshman opening tournament arrived. Under the rostrum, students were discussing with each other. All the teachers are already here. Only Liu Qian, the teacher of Class F, is absent. Liu Tianqing, the principal on the rostrum, also noticed that his daughter hadn't arrived. He chided silently in his heart. This kid. Then he picked up the microphone and went on stage personally to introduce the competition rules. As we all know, the opening tournament is a unique event of our Beihai University. The resource allocation for the next month is also based on the results of this tournament. The higher your ranking, the more cultivation resources you will be allocated. The way to determine the victory ranking is also very simple. If you win, you stay. If you lose, you need to leave the battlefield. The final overall ranking is based on the number of winning rounds. As soon as Principal Liu Tianqing finished speaking into the microphone, behind the rostrum, an important figure appeared leading a group of people. Wow, those are people from the Liu family. The students under the stage looked shocked. After the principal saw that it was the Liu family, he immediately went over to greet them respectfully. I didn't expect the deputy city lord to be in such a good mood. To come to our school to watch the freshman opening tournament. It's such a pleasure to meet you. Come, sit over here. Liu Zhongyan waved his hand and picked a seat right next to the principal. No need to be so polite, principal. I can just sit here. After all, I'm not a teacher at the school. All the event arrangements still need your direction, principal. Oh, right, Ruyan. Liu Zhongyan turned his head to look behind him, at Liu Ruyan, who was standing not far away. As his gaze shifted, everyone else also turned their eyes to Liu Ruyan. For a moment, everyone felt a little flustered inside. No matter which angle you look at her from, Liu Ruyan's figure proportions are so outstanding. Plus, she awakened the S-rank divine beast Phoenix. She's now the apple of the eye of both Beihai University and the Lin family. Everyone would hold her in high regard. Come over here to Uncle's side. You can see the competition arena better from here. No need. Uncle, I have to participate in the tournament later myself. Liu Zhongyan slapped his forehead. Oh right, look at my bad memory. Then be careful when you fight, okay? Don't hurt the other students. As soon as Uncle Huidi finished speaking, Liu Ruyan turned around and left. Seeing this, Liu Tianqing also breathed a sigh of relief. No matter what, as long as someone from the Liu family is here, he has to act carefully. Even though he is the principal, the Liu family can easily override any of his decisions. When Liu Ruyan walked down from the rostrum, the students under the stage gasped to each other, "Oh my god. Is that Liu Ruyan? She's so pretty." Yeah, and she awakened the S-rank divine beast Phoenix too. How talented do you have to be to awaken that? Feeling that the time was almost right, Principal Liu Tianqing didn't hesitate any longer. He immediately announced the start of the freshman opening tournament. Liu Ruyan walked all the way back to her class. She attracted the attention of everyone in the class, in the entire Beihai city. She is the only S-rank awakener that has appeared so far. As long as she stands in a crowd, she is the most dazzling presence. The head teacher also welcomed her arrival very warmly. Sorry to trouble you. Ruyan, we'd like you to be the representative team leader of our class. It's okay, I'm happy to be the team leader. Then she looked at the other 4 people selected by the class. Just everyone be more careful during the competition, okay? The other 4 people immediately understood what Liu Ruyan meant. Don't worry, Ruyan. We definitely won't hold you back. We'll do whatever you tell us to. Right at this moment, someone noticed something and said to the head teacher, "Look, Class F actually showed up." This sentence immediately attracted a lot of people to look over. They never would have thought that Class F would actually show up today. And what's more, the whole class is here. Hey, isn't that Julie? I think he was Liu Ruyan's ex-boyfriend. He's in Class F now. Skitsik, this is the gap between people. Liu Ruyan was right to break up with him. One has an S-rank Phoenix. The other has an S-rank Monkey. These 2 divine beasts are totally incompatible no matter how you look at it. At this time, the classmates who followed you and Chenli Pangpang to the playground were feeling extremely uneasy and nervous because they could clearly see the strange looks that the people around them were giving them. It was as if those looks were telling them that they didn't belong here at all. Then, a girl in the class said worriedly to Chenli Pangpang, "Is it really right for our Class F to participate? All previous Class Fs defaulted to not participating. We can't change anything at all." I think so too. Another girl also said, "Look, it's already this time, and our head teacher hasn't showed up yet. It's obvious she gave up on our class a long time ago." Chenli Pangpang, who was walking in front, heard their complaints and worries. Couldn't help but scold, "We live for ourselves. Why do you care so much about what others think? Even if we're not the second last, we'll still make history at Beihai University." Got it? However, the people around who heard this immediately burst out laughing. This year's Class F is so funny. Just don't be second last is their goal. Why don't you dare set your goal as first place in the whole school? All right, dear students and respected teachers, we have already received the list of participating representatives from each class. The written test officially starts now. On the rostrum, the principal, looking at the extra written test representative list in his hand. But before that, I have to make a serious announcement first. This year, our Class F also has representatives. The audience below burst into heated discussion immediately after hearing this. Obviously, almost all students were surprised that Class F could have representatives. Who could these representatives be? The Class F representative is Ju Li and Qianli Pangpang. The principal announced the names of the class representatives. The moment the names were announced, everyone below was shocked once again, because the name Ju Li has appeared for the third time. The first time was at the awakening ceremony before the official start of school. The second time was when he soloed 116 yellow-haired mink rats. Of course, more people are familiar with this name, because of another connection. That is, you used to be Liu Ruyan's boyfriend. He just killed some low-level monsters, that's all. What's there to be arrogant about? He even came to participate in the opening competition. If he runs into me later, I'll definitely punch him and teach him a lesson. Although the audience below is already in an uproar, the principal on the stage, Liu Tianqing, still officially released the dual list for the first round of the test. Since we have representatives from Class F this year, according to the rules, lower-level classes can challenge higher-level classes. Let's start with Class F versus Level 1 classes. All students from Level 1 classes, which of your classes is willing to accept Class F's challenge? As soon as these words were spoken, all three Level 1 classes below raised their hands. The representative of each Level 1 class is willing to accept Class F's challenge. Seeing this, Liu Tianqing glanced around, sighed, and said, "In that case, please invite the two representatives from Class F to come up to the competition stage to challenge all Level 1 classes." After hearing this, Yu and Qianli Pangpang didn't hesitate and walked straight up to the competition stage. At the same time, Liu Tianqing on the rostrum, privately called Liu Qian, Zhou Li and Qianli Pangpang from your class are going to participate in the competition. Are you sure you don't want to come and watch? After finishing speaking, Liu Tianqing didn't give his daughter a chance to refute and hung up the phone directly. Liu Qian curled her lips and rushed over, looking rather annoyed. At this moment, Wei Dasheng, the representative of Level 1 Class 1, walked onto the competition stage and stood opposite you. Seeing Wei Dasheng come on stage, many students below started whispering to each other, looking forward to the result of the upcoming competition. After seeing the opponent, Qianli Pangpang asked Wei Dasheng in return, "Are you sure you're here alone?" Unexpectedly, Wei Dasheng laughed. "Do you mean I need to call all the representatives of my class up here? Get it straight. You're from Class F, okay? Got it? The next second?" Wei Dasheng's leg muscles tensed up instantly. He rushed towards you like a gust of wind. You locked onto him quickly, observing his every move. Meanwhile, the audience below were already shocked by Wei Dasheng's speed. It was so fast that they could barely see him clearly. They never expected a monitor of a Level 1 class would have such ability. Thrust! The next second, Wei Dasheng appeared in front of you. His palm turned into a sharp blade, stabbing towards you, carrying a strong gust of wind. But before anyone noticed, you had already grabbed his stabbing right palm. Then you threw an uppercut with your right hand. That one punch, suddenly, Wei Dasheng felt like his entire jaw was about to shatter. It was as if a bolt of lightning had struck between his brain and forehead, leaving his mind completely blank. In everyone's sight, he was sent flying by the punch long ago, his whole body tilting backward. He fell to the ground with a thud and couldn't get up. His painful screams echoed through the air. He couldn't stand up at all anymore. Blood was flowing from his nose. His face was completely messed up. Seeing this scene, Principal Liu Tianqing stood up from his seat immediately. How is this possible? Liu Zhongyan, who was sitting next to him, also frowned slightly, but said nothing. Liu Ruyan also looked at him with confusion. She couldn't understand why Wei Dasheng was so careless that you got the upper hand. On the way to the playground, Liu Tian saw that the scene had calmed down from afar. Following everyone's gaze, she clearly saw that on the competition stage, you were standing over Wei Dasheng condescendingly. Looking at him calmly, your face was completely expressionless. Did we win? Liu Tian couldn't believe what she was seeing. She quickened her pace after a moment. Ha ha ha, great job. Jolie, I knew you could do it. The previously quiet scene was broken by Qianli Pangpang's loud laughter, and everyone finally snapped out of their shock. Wei Dasheng, you dare to yell at our Julie. Hearing this, Wei Dasheng fainted from anger immediately, lying motionless on the spot. Liu Tianqing on the rostrum picked up the microphone and announced officially, "All right, the winner is officially Class F." Then Julie looked at the winning list and continued speaking. "Although I still can't believe it until now, this has indeed broken the all-time record for Class F. Let's congratulate Class F. Congratulations to Jolie." On the other side, because the monitor of Level E Class 1 was too arrogant, he lost the competition. The head teacher of Level E Class 1 already felt too embarrassed to show his face. After all, for so many years, their class has actually set the record of being the first class defeated by Class F. It's all my fault. The head teacher of Level E Class 1 sighed deeply and gradually left the crowd. At the same time, the next representative of Level 1 Class 2 came on stage. With Level 1 Class 1, as a warning, they are much more cautious now. They have a higher expectation of your ability. Jolie, be careful. Qianli Pangpang didn't panic at this moment. For some reason, he just trusts you very much. Relax, even if you lose to Level 1 Class 2 now. It's nothing to be ashamed of. After all, we are no longer the last place. Hearing this, your face remained calm. Looking at the 5 representative participants of Level 1 Class 2 in front of you, you said, "Ever since I started school, being the last has never been my goal." Beside you, the referee tactfully sensed the current atmosphere and immediately ordered to start. This time you didn't wait for the opponent to attack first. Your eyes were as sharp as an eagle's. You stomped hard on the ground with your foot. Your whole body dashed forward like a shadow, arriving next to the outermost person of the 5. Your right leg swept towards a chubby young man with a strong gust of wind. With a loud bang, the chubby young man hadn't even reacted yet. His body was sent flying backward, his face full of shock. How can he have such speed and power? Before he hit the ground, your elbow hit him directly in the chest. He was pushed down midair and slammed into the floor. The floor instantly cracked all over. On the rostrum, Liu Tianqing's hand gripping the handle tightened instantly. He tried hard to suppress the urge to stand up. How can an F-level student have such power? With this one move of yours, the 5 members of Level 1 Class 2 lost 1 member immediately. The other 4 saw how fierce you were and didn't dare to move for a moment. Liu Zhongyan was also confused at this time. Didn't this kid awaken an F-level monkey? How can this monkey have such power? That's impossible. At this moment, Liu Ruyan's face looked slightly odd. She seemed to gradually feel from you, the familiar aura you used to have. Is he really coming back? Impossible. How can an F-level monkey do this? On the competition stage, they saw their teammate defeated by you in an instant, lying there completely unable to move. The remaining 4 teammates were filled with anxiety. They wanted to curse out loud in frustration. Did this bastard take some kind of performance enhancer? How can he have such abnormal strength? Their homeroom teacher standing nearby seemed to sense how nervous they were at the moment. Immediately gave them a serious look. The leader knew they couldn't back down. They launched a charge at you, all 4 of them together, rushed towards you. But in the blink of an eye, they were just like discarded trash, flying out one by one. Their fate was no better than that first pudgy young man. One student couldn't help but retch. He just took down all members of 2 Level 1 classes in one go. Is this the Class F I know? Other students started whispering among themselves. Beating 1 Level 1 class might be luck, but 2 in a row. And when it was 5 against 1, this Julie is actually really capable. Even the judges couldn't figure it out, that you could end the battle so quickly. It took them quite a while to announce the result. The moment Liu Tianqing got the result and announced it, the entire venue erupted in cheers, especially the current batch of new students on the Class F side. The students were absolutely elated and proud. Looking at your back right now, their eyes are shining with admiration and respect. They really never expected, after they were assigned to Class F, that someone would stand up for them. If we talk about who admires you the most, it's the one who went up to the competition stage with you, Qianli Pangpang. Damn, Julie, you're literally my fucking hero. He realized that following you was an extremely right decision. He's definitely going to be friends with you. He'll definitely treat you to stuff with his money later. Seeing you win 2 matches in a row, Liu Ruyan's heart changed slightly. She was surprised, but quickly calmed down again. The upper limit of an S-rank divine beast is right there. After all, she has awakened. Even if you win more matches with your S-rank divine beast, you'll never be a match for her. On the podium, Liu Zhongyan had the same thought. It's just a small ripple caused by an S-rank monkey, he murmured to himself. His excitement gradually faded. Right at this moment, a female student from Class F in the audience took the lead in cheering for you. Go, Julie. All Class F members became united in an instant. They saw hope in the cracks. They saw hope in you. Liu Qian, who was standing in the far corner, didn't say anything at this time, but silently walked out, stood behind the Class F group. You saw all of this clearly. It made your resolve even stronger. After the shock at the scene subsided, Liu Tianqing picked up the microphone, announced the next class competition match. Since the first two classes had lost, the only remaining Level 1 Class 3 felt unprecedented pressure. They never would have thought that they would one day feel pressure because of Class F. After the 5 representatives of Level 1 Class 3 came on stage, they even immediately set up their formation, ready for battle. Walked forward silently under everyone's gaze. As the referee blew the whistle, both sides charged at each other like soldiers in a war, just in the format of 5 against 1. A dragon fights in the wild. Its path has come to an end. 5 minutes later, the entire battle was over. You, dressed in a white robe, stood on top of 5 fallen bodies, gasping for breath. Your golden eyes were full of ferocity. A light breeze brushed against your head at this moment. You instantly snapped out of the fighting state. Then you walked step by step, away from the bodies of these defeated opponents. And in everyone's perception, every step you took right now was like stepping on their hearts, completely shattering all their previous illusions. Julie has broken through 3 levels in a row. Amid the shock and awe, Qianli Pangpang's voice rang out across the entire venue, shaking everyone present in an instant. Who else dares to challenge us? All the emotions in his heart burst out from Qianli Pangpang's mouth in an instant. It was like telling the entire school that Class F is not a trash class. We have amazing people in Class F. We have total badasses in Class F. The Class F members in the audience immediately cheered when they heard this. We actually won 3 matches in a row. Julie, you're my literal god? Even Liu Qian, who was silently standing behind Class F, was moved in her heart for a moment. I can't believe this. This class actually has hope. Liu Tianqing on the podium noticed his daughter's change. He murmured, now that's more like it. Then he couldn't help but look back at you, standing tall on the stage. This kid is really a miracle worker. Sure enough, adversity breeds exceptional people. After losing 3 matches in a row, all the teachers and students of the Level 1 classes now did not look happy at all. They even felt that staying here any longer was embarrassing. Not only did they lose, they even got 1v15'd by a single person. However, in this extremely unexpected atmosphere, a young man holding a Fangtian Huaji walked up to the competition stage step by step. His figure quickly caught the attention of everyone present. Obviously, the next match was about to start. I have to say, Julie, your name is going to stick with me for a long time. A student from Class F actually managed to, on the competition stage, beat representatives of 3 Level 1 classes in a row. But sorry, accidents are just accidents after all. Then he turned to look at Qianli Pangpang, who was standing nearby. Remember me, fatty. Didn't you just ask who else was there? What I want to say is, I'm here. The moment Qianli Pangpang saw the person clearly, he realized it was Yang Jian. Qianli Pangpang's mouth slightly opened in shock. Seeing this, you turned back and asked, what's wrong? Do you know him? He was the bodyguard I hired when I went to the ancient battlefield before. I didn't expect him to be studying at our school too. Before you could say anything, Qianli Pangpang quickly said to the referee next to him, Yang Jian is from Class D. This is fighting across 2 levels, right? Is this even allowed? It's allowed, but not recommended. Crossing 2 levels in a row is the maximum allowed by our school rules. You should ask Julie if he wants to fight. Don't ask me. Hearing this, Qianli Pangpang quickly advised you, Julie. Yang Jian's Fangtian Huaji is a relic left by the ancient divine general Lu Bu. We don't need to force ourselves to fight. I think we should just not fight this one. Then why were you being so arrogant just now? It's easy for you to talk when you're not the one fighting. You smiled helplessly. It's fine, since we're not going to be last place anymore. I don't care if I win or lose anyway. Hearing this, Yang Jian nodded. Great. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. You're a good opponent, but I'm not representing my class. This is an extra match. Even so, are you still willing to fight? Seeing this, Liu Tianqing on the podium picked up the microphone. He was just about to reject the request. After all, this is a waste of everyone's time. But he was interrupted by Liu Zhongyan. Don't be in such a hurry to refuse, Principal. It's normal for young people to be competitive. Besides, you also want to see what's the upper limit of this kid, Julie, right? Since the Deputy City Lord said so, he had no choice but to agree. To Yang Jian's temporary request, the referee nodded. You may begin. The next second, Yang Jian swung the Fangtian Huaji in his hand, aimed it at Julie. Don't say I'm bullying you. Using this weapon is also my way of showing respect to my opponent. I'm glad you're taking this so seriously. You got into your fighting stance. You could feel it very clearly. The man named Yang Jian in front of us has a completely different aura from before. His aura is overall calm and powerful. Coupled with the remaining weapon of the ancient divine general Lu Bu, this might be the biggest challenge you've faced so far. At the same time, Liu Ruyan is also watching him from a distance. Her gaze shifts slightly. She thinks you are underestimating the strength of Class D way too much. Maybe he has won too many consecutive matches lately. That his ambition has swelled out of control. He will probably get beaten badly by Yang Jian. A Class A student standing next to Liu Ruyan said, "Maybe, but what does that have to do with us?" Liu Ruyan murmured with a distant look in her eyes. She tried her best to act like she no longer cared. On the competition stage, as the two of you pull away from each other, and the referee gives the start order, Yang Jian thrusts his Fangchen halberd forward. Strong gales sweep past both sides. The fierce airflow makes both fighters' clothes flutter upward. A sharp glint of light flashes by. This speed catches you completely off guard. You press your feet firmly against the ground, twist your entire body backward, and lean sideways at a 90-degree angle to dodge this attack. But unfortunately, after Yang Jian sees you dodge with your upper body, he sweeps his leg horizontally toward your left side. A dull thud echoes out. You are knocked back more than 2 meters. Seeing this, Liu Zhongyan on the podium heaves a small sigh of relief. Looks like his limit is right here. He's not that absurdly powerful after all. Principal Liu Tianqing also sighs at this moment. Looks like fighting Yang Jian 2 ranks above his level is too much for him. Qianli Pangpang beside him mumbles worriedly, "I knew it." From the very first round of the fight, he could tell, you are having an extremely hard time against Yang Jian. You probably won't be able to hold on much longer. What do we do? What do we do? The girls from Class F clutch their hands tightly together, staring at the stage praying. Yang Jian on the stage retracts his Fangchen halberd calmly. If that's all you've got, this fight is going to be no fun at all. You let out a heavy breath. Don't rush, this is just the beginning. With that, you start muttering words no one else understands. Sun Wukong fights the Red Boy. Sun Wukong wreaks havoc in the EC Dragon Palace. Sun Wukong wreaks havoc in the Heavenly Palace. Then a cold notification tone rings in your ear. You have used up all your entry quota for this week. Current total fusion rate is 5.02%. Your opponent, Yang Jian, frowns, thinking to himself, this guy isn't even fighting properly. What is he muttering about over there alone? The next second, you slowly close your eyes, inside your mind. After the fusion rate exceeds 5%, the statue of Sun Wukong changes again. At this moment, in the hand of the Sun Wukong statue, there is an extra wooden stick, but it is not the golden hoop staff. It still has a unique charm when held in the hand. You seem to realize something all of a sudden. You use your willpower to grab the wooden stick from Sun Wukong's hand. The next second, the wooden stick appears in your hand. The onlookers around are completely stunned when they see this. Where did that wooden stick come from? Yang Jian asks in even greater shock. Is this your divine weapon? This divine weapon looks way too cheap, doesn't it? After a person awakens a divine beast or divine general, the innate weapon of the divine beast or general is called a divine weapon. But to summon the divine weapon, the fusion rate needs to reach a certain threshold. Yang Jian never expected that you are already capable of summoning your divine weapon. It's just that the divine weapon is actually a plain wooden stick. A student murmurs, probably because his divine beast is low rank. What good divine weapon can you expect from a Class F loser? Hey, that wooden stick of yours. If it gets chopped in half by my Fangtian halberd by accident later, don't blame me. Yang Jian doesn't waste any more time. After seeing that you are ready, he swings his Fangtian halberd through the air straight toward your head. You were already at a disadvantage in the first round. He believes you won't be much stronger even with that wooden stick. Looking at the Fangchen halberd swinging rapidly toward you, you don't panic. A glint flashes across your golden eyes. The next second, the wooden stick in your hand cuts through the air straight toward Yang Jian's chest, along with a loud crashing sound. The Fangchen halberd hasn't even touched your cheek yet. Before Yang Jian is sent flying backward, Yang Jian's eyes are filled with utter disbelief. He hurriedly stabs his Fangtian halberd into the ground, dragging a long scratch along the ground before he finally stops. But before he can even catch his breath, he sees you walking toward him confidently with the wooden stick in hand. Then you bend down and charge forward, quickly arriving right in front of Yang Jian. You lift the far end of the wooden stick upward from below, hitting Yang Jian hard on the chin. forcing Yang Jian to almost lose his grip on the Fangtian halberd. Before he can even react, you have already leaped into the air at some point. Hovering above him, you grip the near end of the wooden stick with both hands and swing the far end down hard at him twice vertically. Damn it! Yang Jian jerks his head to the side in fright, or his head would have been smashed open. Even so, your wooden stick still hits him solidly on the shoulder. He was half kneeling on one knee and instantly drops to both knees, his left hand gripping the Fangtian halberd stuck in the ground tightly. To steady himself, under the force of this blow, dust immediately rises all over the competition stage. Smoke and dust fill the air. Cracks spread out from under Yang Jian's feet, until with a loud rumble, the competition stage stops collapsing after forming a sunken pit. Yang Jian's face is deathly pale at this point. He feels that all the bones above his left collarbone have been completely shattered by you. He is only holding on to the Fangtian halberd by sheer willpower now. You slowly utter the number 3 from your mouth. Yang Jian's pupils shrink sharply. He shouts, "Wait! I surrender!" You smirk when you hear that. Surrender. Sorry. The 3 monkey strikes have always been my rule. The many teachers below the stage hear your words. Their faces turn pale instantly. They all rush forward to stop you. Julie, don't do it. Stop! But they are far too slow. You are already holding the wooden stick tight. Golden energy slowly emerges from your right palm, wrapping around the wooden stick. Then you pick the perfect moment and strike the Fangtian halberd that Yang Jian is holding. The sound of clashing metal rings through the sky. The halberd flies through the air and stabs directly into the wall below the podium. A huge pit immediately appears on the wall, covered in spiderweb-like cracks. The Class F girls stare at the scene in shock and exclaim, "Oh my God! Is this really Julie?" Qianli Pangpang's eyes are filled with relief and excitement. That's my brother for sure. Looking back at the competition stage, you are looking down at Yang Jian with the wooden stick in hand. You lose. Yang Jian's body shudders at the words. He stares at you fiercely without saying a word. Finally, he lets his useless left arm hang down weakly and says, "Thank you." You snap your fingers. The next second, the wooden stick disappears from your hand. Then you walk down from the competition stage step by step. Your fellow Class F classmates below the stage are ready to lift you up to the sky right now. They all surround you cheering and celebrating. Qianli Pangpang doesn't rush to celebrate with you at this moment. Instead, he walks over to Liu Qian and says bluntly, "I told you so. Our class does have talented people. Now does Julie count as proof?" A flush of shame crosses Liu Qian's face when she hears this. She nods and says, "It's my fault. I will do my best to lead the whole class from now on." That's the spirit. We're all equal here. Just do your job properly. Even rich second generations don't get special treatment here. Isn't that right, Principal? He leaves after saying that, and jumps straight into the crowd celebrating with you. There's no doubt he's the happiest person at the scene. Ha ha ha! The invincible Julie! Unlike the cheerful atmosphere in the academy, an emergency notice from Yandu immediately puts the entire coastal region on high alert. Emergency notice. 10:15 a.m. Yandu time. In the Southeast Sea region of our country, an epic-level earthquake has occurred. After expert investigation and intervention by special forces, it is suspected that a great demon is causing chaos. The National Department has now issued an order, reminding all coastal regions to stay on high alert, especially areas like Donghai, Beihai, and Tianping. It's snowing heavily in Beihai right now. After you fought against Class E students and Yang Jian from Class D, you left the playground. Thanks to Yang Jian too, you managed to break through and achieve fusion at the critical moment, and obtain the divine artifact of the Sun Wukong statue. Though the current divine artifact is just a wooden rod born from the sea of stones. Maybe you have to find the golden cudgel on your own. You think that to yourself. But right at this moment, the door of your dorm is slammed open by Qianli Pangpang. Emergency, big trouble. You see Qianli Pangpang rush in, shove his phone right in front of you and yell, "Huge problem. A sea demon is causing havoc in the southeast. The opening tournament has been interrupted now." Hearing that, you take out your phone confusedly to check the group chat messages. You find that in just a split second. Hundreds of messages have popped up in the group. After you get a rough idea of the current situation, Qianli Pangpang asks anxiously, "What do we do now?" But you answer calmly, "What else? Can we do? Just wait for the school's notice." Then you lie down to get some rest. Meanwhile, in the Liu family's council hall, City Lord Liu is sitting in the main seat right now, with a dark frown on his face. Has the Vice City Lord come back yet? City Lord Wei is already on his way back, and he's bringing the young miss with him too. Right as the subordinate finishes speaking, two people walk quickly through the entrance. They are exactly the ones who rushed back from Beihai University. Liu Zhongyan and Liu Ruyan, after letting the two take their seats, City Lord Liu speaks formally. At around 10 o'clock this morning, reporters captured footage of a demon wreaking havoc in the East Sea area. So far, 106 people have died. The higher-ups have issued an emergency order, asking the enforcement department of Beihai City to send support immediately. But out of the 100 enforcers we sent, 56 have already been killed in action, leaving only 44 alive. Hearing these words, everyone in the council hall is shocked to their core. We sent 100 enforcers out, and 56 died just like that. What kind of monster is this? To have such terrifying power, they have guarded Beihai City for so many years, and these squad leaders have never encountered anything like this before. A single demon can kill 56 enforcers so easily. If that's the case, should we first withdraw the remaining 44 enforcers? Withdraw them? What about the civilians if we pull them back? Civilians, if I remember correctly. Not many people live by the sea. Over 100 people are already dead. There aren't many left. And do you have any idea how much money and effort it takes to train an enforcer who's fit for the battlefield? We can't afford to lose any more enforcers under the current circumstances. If Beihai City falls, do you know what that will mean? Just then, Liu Ruyan stands up and says, "Uncle, I know enforcers are extremely important to the Liu family, but almost the entire country is watching us right now. If we act too indifferently, we will definitely face public prosecution." Yaner is right. Not only will I not withdraw those 44 enforcers, I also need all of you here to go provide backup and kill that demon once and for all. So which of you is willing to volunteer first? But as City Lord Liu looks around the entire council hall, no one dares to step forward first. The reason is simple. Judging from how severe the demon's rampage is right now, this is definitely no minor incident. And just at this moment, his daughter Liu Ruyan actually steps forward. "Dad, I'll go." Everyone turns to look at Liu Ruyan. As the most precious member of the Liu family, she is actually volunteering to go into battle. Noticing everyone's shock, Liu Ruyan explains, "Even though I've awakened an S-rank phoenix, no matter how powerful a divine beast is, real battlefield experience is a prerequisite for becoming a strong cultivator." Hearing that, City Lord Liu lets out a long, heavy breath slowly, but for the sake of his daughter's safety, he still says, "I can let you go, but you have to go with your uncle as your escort." Time passes. Right now, a lot of Class F students are gathered outside the dormitory building. They all want to go into the boys' dorm to have a look. Unfortunately, all of them are stopped by Qianli Pangpang. "Come on, this is the boys' dorm, okay? What are you girls even doing here crowding around?" "Qianli Pangpang, where's Julie? Why isn't he coming out? What's he doing?" "Sleeping. He's taking a nap." "Oh my god, is he not feeling well?" "Damn, your imagination is something else." "Oh, you lovesick fools, get lost already." Right at this moment, a voice comes from the crowd. "I'll go wake him up." Qianli Pangpang recognizes him from far away. A flash of surprise crosses his eyes. "Young Jin, you actually came here too. What, you're surprised?" "You might not believe this. My dad and Julie's dad are old friends, but Qianli Pangpang doesn't hold back at all." "Oh wow, really? Then my dad and Julie's dad are practically brothers too." "Do you think I'd buy that?" Just when everyone thinks these two are just bragging to each other, you walk out with Messy, fluffy bedhead. What he said is true. You don't pay much attention to the others, and walk straight up to Yang Jian. "So if I guess right, it was your dad's idea, for us to get along well, right?" Yang Gen ODS with a smile. "That's exactly what he said. But after fighting with you once, even if he hadn't told me that, I would have looked for a chance to be friends with you anyway." "Can I ask you something? Did you awaken a divine general? That Fangchen painting halberd of yours?" "No, that's something I picked up at an ancient battlefield. It's a defective weapon belonging to the divine general Lu Bu, forged from his weapon fragments." Hearing that, you immediately understand. You nod and say, "Then you awakened a divine beast." Let me guess, is it the howling celestial dog? How did you know? Yang Jian is shocked. This is the first time anyone has guessed what divine beast he awakened. Did my dad tell you? I guessed it. Because your name is really similar to someone I know of. Then you turn to look at the crowd and ask, "I just woke up. What's going on at school right now? What about the Southeast Sea area?" But these people are all looking at you with admiration for some reason, staring at you full of respect. They aren't even listening to what you're asking. Maybe they're just too excited about the opening tournament victory. Just when you think no one is going to answer you, your head teacher Liu Chen slowly comes over and says, "The school has decided to suspend regular classes. All students are to enter a state of alert. As for the EC situation, City Lord Liu's daughter Liu Ruyan has already led 100 enforcers there. It should be resolved soon, as the sun gradually sets over the horizon. Meanwhile, in the dilapidated ruins, right now, the bodies of a man and a woman are lying here motionless. After a long time, a group of armed people arrive in front of the bodies. Their eyes fall on the two corpses. The leading captain sighs, turns around and tells two of his teammates behind him to carry the bodies away. Any news yet? He then looks at the others. There's still no news from the city lord. If this keeps up, we're going to suffer even more casualties. Captain, maybe we should retreat. Yeah, Captain. It's obvious City Lord Liu doesn't want to send more people over. They're just sending us to our deaths. Another teammate looks at the civilian corpses around them and the bodies of their dead teammates. Fear completely takes over his heart. It's not like you didn't see it. How absurdly strong that demon is. There were 100 of us enforcers. Now less than 30 are left. I think the City Lord has already given up on us a long time ago. If that's the case, why should we still follow their orders? As soon as these words were spoken, the other teammates also stopped unconsciously, stood in place watching their teammates. Seeing this, the captain also knew. Right now, he alone can't restore these people's confidence at all. But right at this moment, a woman's voice came from above the crowd. "Wanna leave? Go ahead. I won't stop you." No one noticed when Liu Ruyan had already been standing in the ruined building, looking down at him from above. The moment they saw the young lady, these advance operatives all paled in shock. They could have expected anyone else, but never in their wildest dreams did they think it would be the eldest daughter of the Liu family. Liu Ruyan had arrived, under the watchful eyes of everyone. Liu Ruyan jumped freely from the top of the building. Then when she was only around 10 meters above the ground, she turned around. "I just heard someone say they want to leave. Is that right?" She then looked ahead, walked towards the captain with confident steps. "No problem. Everyone present can leave if you want. I won't stop you, but you will let me down greatly." With that, Liu Ruyan stopped walking. She had already arrived in front of the captain. She looked at the captain and said calmly, "You're right." The captain fell silent, not knowing how to respond. A teammate next to him spoke up immediately. "I know we shouldn't leave, but miss, you haven't seen that monster. Not only is its strength far stronger than any we've faced before, it also appears and disappears without a trace. Look back at those corpses. They are all our former teammates. I don't mean to complain, but headquarters hasn't sent any reinforcements for so long. Aren't they just leaving us here to fend for ourselves? This is basically a suicide mission. Why should we do this? Why shouldn't we do it? Why sacrifice the lives of the many for the few?" Hearing this, Liu Ruyan didn't punish this operative. Instead, she replied calmly, "You make a good point. That's why I said, anyone who chooses to leave now can go. I just never thought the operatives trained by the Liu family would run away just because the enemy is too strong now." As soon as she finished speaking, a gunshot rang out. A long spear sliced through the sky and stabbed hard into the ground. The next second, Liu Ruyan pulled with her left hand. The spear that was stuck in the ground immediately flew into Liu Ruyan's hand. This was a signal. In just an instant, the 100 operatives she brought with her appeared on the top of the high-rise at the same time. They jumped down one after another, expressionless like corpses. Even the deputy city lord, Liu Zhongyan, was also standing on the rooftop at this moment, standing straight and tall, with a resolute expression. As the leading general in command of this team, without a doubt, everything that happened here earlier, he saw every single bit of it clearly, watching more and more reinforcement troops jump down from the high buildings. The remaining 30-some people suddenly got excited. The fear that had been weighing on their hearts completely vanished and was replaced by a desire for revenge. This was exactly the effect Liu Ruyan had hoped for. Taking advantage of this moment, she stood on the high ground, waved her arm. The long spear glinted in the sunlight, and shouted loudly, "I know all the pain and hardship you've gone through earlier, but please trust me. I, Liu Ruyan, will definitely capture that monster with my own hands and avenge our brothers with its blood." She's just like how Big Brother was when he was young. On the rooftop, Liu Zhongyan was very pleased to see Liu Ruyan having such courage and nodded approvingly. Little did he know, while these people were excited, in a shabby old room nearby, a scaly claw slowly extended out of the window. Fools. Killing spree! Total killing spree! The suddenly appeared East Sea Black Dragon Demon has gone completely berserk, killing everyone in its path. Not only did he beat Liu Ruyan so badly she wet herself in fear, he also cut off one of Deputy City Lord Liu Zhongyan's arms. Even the 100-man squad sent to exterminate the demon was completely wiped out. and became the demon's food entirely. And you actually used the school closure period to improve your fusion rate. Secretly climbed over the wall from the school's back hill and left. Qianli Pangpang, who was bored out of his mind, followed you out of curiosity, studied along with you, and cultivated diligently. As a result, accidentally experienced the joy of getting stronger, gradually became immersed in cultivation as well. Time flew by. In the afternoon, a shocking piece of news suddenly spread across the entire Beihe city. City Lord Liu even summoned all important figures in the city for this, to go to the City Lord's Council Hall to discuss countermeasures together. This large-scale and sudden summons made every citizen in Beihe City feel anxious and restless. At this moment, inside the Liu family's council hall, after hearing the result of this mission from City Lord Liu, everyone in the hall was shocked. Dead? All of them are dead. How is this possible? You have to know, even though Liu Ruyan awakened her divine beast not long ago, she's still S rank. Her uncle Liu Zhongyan is even a peak B rank powerhouse. Yet even with these two leading the team personally, they still couldn't defeat that monster. At this moment, a middle-aged man couldn't help asking City Lord Liu, Miss, and the Deputy City Lord, where are they? Are you sure this is true? City Lord Liu's face was gloomy. He glanced up at him and said, Are you questioning me? The man immediately shut his mouth. He thought for a moment and then said, No, of course not. If the situation is already this urgent, then that great demon is no longer something our tiny Beihe city can handle on our own. I have already submitted an application to the higher authorities for reinforcements, but people from other cities will take some time to arrive. During this period of time, that great demon will definitely make it to the center of Beihe City. I reckon that great demon must have obtained some divine artifacts in the East Sea. That's why he dares to step into the human world. He's causing chaos and looking down on our city as if we have no one capable. Then I'll go meet him myself. Hearing that City Lord Liu was going to take action personally, everyone in the hall breathed a sigh of relief. After so many years, finally there is another one. Great demon that requires the City Lord to take action personally. Is that so? On the other side, that's exactly what's happening. The great demon has now broken through the Tianping Line border and charged into the center of the Tianping Line, causing a large number of civilians to be forced to evacuate Tianping quickly. He not only taunted at the Tianping Line that there's no one left there, but also provoked Beihe City, saying that the humans here are not that strong either. Just as the meeting was about to adjourn, heavy, deliberate footsteps sounded at the door. A person walked in slowly. It was none other than Liu Zhongyan, who had lost an arm. His appearance made everyone present once again believe how powerful the great demon was. With someone supporting him, the pale-faced Liu Zhongyan sat down carefully, recounting the situation when he and Liu Ruyan led the team there personally, and encountered the great demon. That great demon is no ordinary foe. Judging by his appearance, he should be from the East Sea Black Dragon clan. More importantly, he has a deadly weapon he got from somewhere. It's extremely hard and sharp. It can cut through iron like butter. It reeks of murderous intent. Hearing this, everyone looked confused. Liu Chungyan nodded. He continued, This murderous weapon is entirely red. It seems to have the attribute of boosting the user's speed and strength. Ruyan and I suffered a loss because of that unknown murderous weapon. So City Lord Liu, you must be careful. City Lord Liu patted Liu Zhongyan on the shoulder. He said with a firm gaze, He cut off your arm. Rest assured I will make him pay for it. I'm fine. The problem is Ruyan was hit head-on by that great demon. Fu Bu is unconscious at the moment. I owe you an apology. I failed to protect her. It's not your fault. That great demon was way beyond our expectations. On the other side, right now the Black Dragon is sitting on a corpse. He taps the corpse's head with the hilt of his red-hilted knife, while muttering how boring. Is this what those old geezers were talking about? The human enforcers aren't that tough after all. A bunch of senile old fools. It's been so many years, and they're still stubbornly abiding by that old agreement. Then he even grabs the corpse's head and kicks it away like a ball. Looks like there's no one left worth fighting at the horizon. Let's head to the center of Beihe City to check it out. Every street and alley in Beihe City has got word of Liu Ruyan and Liu Zhongyan leading their team to the horizon to suppress the demons and failing their mission. For a time, people were seized with panic. Beihe University is currently organizing students to evacuate the campus and move to designated locations for centralized protection. You who just finished your cultivation learn of this news, worried sick in your heart. About your father who's at home, you immediately set off with Qianli Pangpang and head back home separately. When your elderly father sees you return safely, he heaves a huge sigh of relief. Then the two of you carry your luggage together and head for the safe zone. Liu Guo carries the luggage while persuading you. This whole sea demon incident has got the whole city talking. Even Liu Zhongyan, the deputy city lord, was injured so badly. You must never act like Yang Guangchun's son, making a fuss about going to fight the sea demon. That's no different from courting death. A flicker of surprise crosses your eyes when you hear this. Yang Jian is going to fight the sea demon. Yep, old Yang is dead set against letting him go. He says even just going to take a look is out of the question. You nod gently and say, okay, I won't go. Let's head to castle number 3 first. As you chat along the way, you two quickly arrive outside castle number 3. But only then do you realize that the most essential thing, water, hasn't been prepared. Lear, you stay here and guard the supplies. I'll go out to buy some water. With that, Li Weiguo turns around and leaves right away. You drag your luggage to a corner. Bored out of your mind, you close your eyes and enter the sea of consciousness. In the very center, the statue of Sun Wukong, glowing with golden light, stands tall and upright there, looking awe-inspiring and majestic. Integration rate, 6.32%. You glance at the notification. This is the result of your conscientious hard work. Over these past days, your total integration rate has broken through 6%. Not only has your physical strength reached an unprecedented level, your speed and agility have also improved respectively. But you still feel it's far from enough, because if you were to face S-rank Liu Ruyan right now, you have no idea if you'd stand a chance. Right now, at the center of the main gate of Beihe City, upon learning that City Lord Liu is going out personally to the horizon line to kill the great demon from the East Sea, many citizens who heard the news come to see him off. City Lord Liu waves goodbye to the citizens seeing him off, like a general about to go off to war. Don't worry, everyone. I will definitely behead that chaotic great demon from the East Sea with my blade, and bring peace and safety back to you all. With that, he opens the door, gets into a black car and sets off, but the car hasn't been driving for long, when all of a sudden, a mass of dark black clouds ahead of the car arouses his suspicion. Realizing something is wrong, City Lord Liu immediately yells to stop. The driver gets a fright, slams on the brakes, then turns to look at City Lord Liu. What's wrong? This doesn't look good. Even for a mature and steady person like City Lord Liu, after seeing the pitch-black clouds in the sky right now, his brows are also deeply furrowed. You can't stay here. Hurry up and get out of here. From the grave look on City Lord Liu's face, the driver senses that something bad is about to happen, grips the steering wheel tightly, slams on the gas, makes a U-turn and drives away. At the same time, all the team leaders of the Beihe City Enforcement Department gather behind City Lord Liu. They are about to face the uninvited guest together with City Lord Liu. Looks like the other side got here first. One team leader flicks his tongue out, his face set with determination. They really do look down on us Beihe City folks, huh? City Lord, let me join the fight later. Hearing this, City Lord Liu flatly refuses. Even the Deputy City Lord and Ruyan couldn't do anything to him. Just do your own job well. Go protect the citizens. The next second, in his field of vision, a figure suddenly plummets from the dark clouds high in the sky. The fierce airflow it generates is like a cannonball, rushing rapidly towards City Lord Liu. From a very far distance, City Lord Liu sees his entirely black form and murmurs softly. Just as Liu Zhongyan said, it's a black dragon. Then he flips the hem of his robe. An aura of oppressive power ripples out as he speaks. You petty sea demon! Do you think there's no one in Beihe City who can stop you? The black dragon in the sky snorts with laughter. He isn't intimidated by City Lord Liu's aura. On the contrary, he breaks into an excited grin. Ha ha ha, old man. You're nothing special either. As he falls closer and closer to City Lord Liu, suddenly City Lord Liu seizes the right moment, clenches his right hand into a fist. He throws a punch upwards, and a mass of blue energy erupts from the center of his fist, forming a circular ring around his fist. Then it forms a sharp cone as the burst point expands, stabbing towards the sky. Seeing this, the black dragon sea demon curls the corner of his mouth, wearing a disdainful smile. A red long knife appears in his hand out of nowhere, midair. He swings the long knife at the incoming blue energy mass and slices straight down. The forces of the two sides collide and ripple outwards. The exploding energy mass disperses in the air. The black dragon's originally falling body is forced to stop, and he flies backwards more than 10 meters in midair. He grins and says, this is kind of fun. Then he lands directly on the ground. Finally, someone who can put up a fight. What trash were they sending before? I could kill them all with one slash each. The next second, the black dragon licks his lips. He leans his body forward and pushes off hard with his legs, darting straight forward like a shooting arc. City Lord Liu sees that this demon has very strong defense. In the blink of an eye, he summons his awakened divine general Xiaohu. Dun! A golden phantom appears behind City Lord Liu, resting a flaming broadsword on his shoulder. His eyes, which glow with even richer golden light, stare coldly at the Black Dragon Sea Demon charging towards him. At the same time, in City Lord Liu's hand, an identical broadsword also materializes. He seizes the right moment and slashes furiously down towards the center of the Black Dragon. A streak of blazing red flame charges straight at the Black Dragon. The Black Dragon can't dodge in time and can only block with the red long knife in his right hand. But even so, his body is still sent flying by the flaming slash and crashes to the ground far away. How is this possible? The Black Dragon Sea Demon midair feels that the dragon scales on his chest are broken. Blood keeps flowing out from the wound. Realizing he is no match for City Lord Liu, he immediately decides to abandon the invasion of Beihe City and return to the horizon line to recover from his injuries. As expected of the Lord of Beihe City, he's on a completely different level from all the people I fought before. City Lord Liu naturally won't let this perfect chance to kill the demon slip away. He presses on with his victory, giving chase, forcing the Black Dragon all the way into the residential area. The Black Dragon figures that City Lord Liu would definitely not cause massive destruction in a crowded place like the castle area and start a big fight. Since he can't escape, he immediately decides to use the civilians as hostages to threaten Liu. City Lord Liu immediately sees through his plan. He turns around and orders the enforcement team leaders, "All of you enter the castle. Protect the civilians." Then he continues chasing the Black Dragon. On the other side, Li Weiguo, carrying a water bucket on his shoulder, was about to head back. Suddenly a dark shadow darted across the sky above him. But when he looked up, his eyes widened in an instant. That's the great demon of the East Sea. Li Weiguo shuddered at the sight of the Black Dragon. He never expected to run into the East Sea Great Demon just to get some water. Seeing this, Li Weiguo didn't stay any longer. He hurriedly carried the bucket and ran towards Castle Number 3, high up on the rooftop. The Black Dragon and City Lord Liu fought in short bursts. City Lord Liu was also shocked. He had already stabbed the Black Dragon in the chest, yet the demon still had this much fighting power. No wonder his little brother and his daughter couldn't beat him. But right at that moment, the red blade in the Black Dragon's hand burst into bright red light. "You forced me to do this." Seeing this, City Lord Liu remembered what Liu Zhongyan had said before and hurriedly retreated temporarily to avoid suffering a loss. But what he never expected was the Black Dragon was just bluffing. He turned around and grabbed a little girl on the ground instead. He threatened the old man, "Let me go or this little brat dies. I know you might not care about a little girl's life, but you definitely care about your reputation as a city lord. So many people are watching you right now. Why push me to the edge? If you do, we might both die here together." When City Lord Liu caught up again, he said, "You? You don't deserve to die with me. Did you forget who gave you that stab wound? In the chest." But he didn't rush to attack. Clearly, he also cared about what the Black Dragon had said. Looking around, there were so many people hiding in the corners and enforcers on patrol duty. Right now, if he as the city lord acted recklessly, it would ruin the reputation he had built up over the years. But the Black Dragon was a troublesome enemy. City Lord Liu didn't want to let him get away either. Just as he was thinking about how to stall for time, a size 42 leather boot kicked right at him from the side. It landed straight on the Black Dragon's face. "You son of a bitch, Black Dragon." Then Li Weiguo reached back and snatched the little girl from the Black Dragon's grip. He spun around on the ground and ran off. Everyone at the scene, including City Lord Liu, was stunned by this move. Who is this civilian? He's so fierce. The Black Dragon Sea Demon was also too shocked to react for a moment. He never could have imagined that a random civilian would dare to kick him in the face right under his nose. The Black Dragon twisted his neck and charged at Li Weiguo furiously. Actually, Li Weiguo was regretting his actions now. He had just been thinking about getting back to Castle Number 3 as soon as possible, but when he saw the little girl, grabbed by the Black Dragon, his body moved on its own. He dropped the big water bucket and rushed over to kick the Black Dragon in the face. Thinking about it now, it was absolutely crazy. City Lord Liu snapped back to his senses and hurried over to help. Unfortunately, he was still too slow. The Black Dragon's 4 fingers clamped down hard on Li Weiguo's shoulder, radiating brutal intent. He yanked Li Weiguo backward with his claw. "You think you can run?" Li Weiguo saw that things were going badly, seized the right moment, and threw the child in his arms. Right at the approaching City Lord Liu, City Lord Liu almost didn't catch her in time, and quickly grabbed hold of the child. Seeing his plan ruined by Li Weiguo, the black dragon cursed angrily. "Damn it! I'll make you suffer a horrible death." Then he grabbed Li Weiguo by the neck with one hand and flew up into the air to break through the blockade. At this point, he had to use his trump card, the red long knife. The long knife in the black dragon's hand turned completely red, and its power increased terrifyingly. He swung it straight upward in a vertical slash. A red light formed a crescent shape along the center and shot through the air. In the end, the dozens of meters tall building was sliced clean in half after splitting the building. Without hesitation, the black dragon dragged Li Weiguo through the gap and broke through to escape. At this moment, an enforcer squad leader stepped forward and asked, "Is he getting away? Aren't we going after him?" City Lord Liu handed the little girl in his arms to him, then coughed softly a few times. He said, "The black dragon is using that deadly weapon now. Even if I can kill him, it will come at a terrible cost. Right now, the black dragon is completely feral. He can kill that civilian at any time. Even if we catch up to him, the civilian will probably be dead already. We're better off meeting up with the other enforcers, setting up a large encirclement, and taking down the black dragon in one go." Hearing this, the squad leader watched silently as City Lord Liu left. He couldn't quite figure it out. This was the perfect chance to pursue the black dragon while he was injured. Yet City Lord Liu was too cowardly to go after him. But what the squad leader didn't know was, City Lord Liu at this moment looked a little pale. He was old. You had just retreated from the Stone Sea, and noticed your dad still hadn't come back after all this time. You frowned slightly, with a vague feeling that something was wrong. Then you snuck over the wall while the enforcers weren't looking. The enforcer at the gate saw this and cursed furiously. He couldn't stop you, and didn't chase after you in the end. He felt he had already done his duty. If you wanted to go out and get yourself killed, that was none of his business. You ran wildly through the streets, but you couldn't find Li Weiguo anywhere. Instead, you saw a lot of fight marks all over the streets. At that moment, you really started to panic. You walked to a corner nearby, when a passing enforcer spotted you and said, "What are you doing running around here alone? Didn't you get the city lord's notice? Hurry up and hide in the castle. I'm looking for my dad." "He's not in the castle. That's dangerous. The city lord just fought the black dragon here." "Hey, wait a minute. What does your dad look like?" the enforcer asked suddenly, after hearing your description. The enforcer realized who you were talking about and said, "He saved a little girl and was taken hostage by the black dragon instead." "I'm afraid right now he's—" Your face dropped when you heard this, your voice laced with killing intent. "Impossible! Where's the black dragon? Where is he?" But you didn't let your rage cloud your judgment. You immediately went back to the main city with the enforcer to ask for help. But you were met with a disdainful look from Liu Zhongyan. "There's no way we're sending people out now. Forget whether we can even send people there right now. Even if we get there, your dad will already be dead. Even I lost an arm to the black dragon when I fought him, let alone some F-ranked awakened weakling like you. Listen up carefully. Get out of my sight right now." You let out a slow breath through your nose when you heard this, knowing it was useless to stay here any longer. Then you turned around and left. Since no one would help you, you would rely on yourself. You hadn't taken more than a few steps when a girl's voice came from behind you. "Are you sure you want to go?" It's no different from suicide, under everyone's gaze. Liu Ruyan walked down the steps with a grim look on her face and stopped behind you. "That black dragon from the East Sea is extremely powerful. Even we can't do anything to him. What do you think you can possibly do even if you go?" You stopped in your tracks, but didn't turn around. "So according to you, if your dad was captured by the black dragon, you would just stand here and wait and do nothing at all." That's not what I meant. I'm only advising you because we know each other. I don't want to watch you throw your life away. That's the only reason I'm saying this. You're all alone. A look of determination flashed in your eyes. "That's my dad. So what if I'm alone?" After you completely disappeared from the hall, Liu Zhongyan scoffed and said, "Stupid." You, who just walked out of the city lord's mansion, looked extremely anxious. You waved your hand. A wooden staff appeared out of thin air in your hand. Then you thrust the wooden staff into the ground, used it to prop yourself up, leaped over the roof, and finally disappeared from everyone's sight. On the other side, Li Weiguo, who was tied all over with chains, was kneeling beside a long spear at this moment. Piles of corpses lay next to him. He felt no fear in his heart now, and was already prepared for death. It's just a pity. He couldn't let go of you, whom he had accompanied for more than 20 years. Opposite him, the black dragon sea demon with a bleeding chest was stopping the bleeding. While looking up at Li Weiguo, "You are totally unreasonable. You're obviously so weak. Yet you came to provoke me on purpose. In the words of you humans, did you get water in your brain? Now, I really want to see if the bond between you humans is really, as the rumors say, that you never abandon any of your compatriots. Hearing these words, Liwego slowly opened his originally closed eyes. I'm glad you think that way, but unfortunately, I'm not an important person at all. There's no way they would sacrifice more lives, just for a mere mortal like me. Oh, that's such a shame then. The black dragon bent down slightly and picked up the Changheng broadsword in his hand. Then I'll just kill you right now. It's useless to keep you alive anyway. Li Weiguo closed his eyes again. He said goodbye in his heart. Seeing this, the black dragon at this moment, somewhat admired this mortal's courage, but that wouldn't stop his resolve. He raised the long sword, aimed at Li Weiguo's neck, and swung it horizontally to slash. But right at this moment, a loud noise erupted from behind Li Weiguo. A wooden staff dozens of meters long cut through the air, carrying a fierce gust of wind, and slammed hard into the incoming red longsword. The red longsword shook violently, making the black dragon sea demon stagger and fly backward. He looked in disbelief at this suddenly flying long wooden staff. Didn't you say no one would come to save you? In a daze, a young man in a gray robe quickly landed beside Li Weiguo. He grabbed the long spear stuck in the corpse with one hand and rescued Li Weiguo. Lear, how come it's you? Li Weiguo still couldn't believe it. That the person who came was his own son, he said in horror. What are you doing here? Leave, don't worry about me. The black dragon didn't bother to listen to this father and son arguing and charged over with the red longsword in hand. No one is leaving today. Get lost! You put away the long wooden staff! And struck the charging black dragon with the staff. He didn't have time to react and was sent flying directly, crashing into the wall beside him. His already bleeding chest was now even more severely injured. The black dragon cursed loudly. Your aura is so weak. Your awakened rank is F level, right? He then propped his longsword against the wall and used the force to charge forward again. You're just like your dad. You obviously have no real strength, yet you still try to act tough. Seeing this, you tightened your grip on the wooden staff in your hand and charged forward. Wherever you passed, a faint golden afterglow was left behind you. It was different from the black evil aura of the black dragon opposite. The two forces collided violently. The moment they separated after the collision, your figure became exactly the same as the black dragon's. Seeing this change, the black dragon was stunned for a moment. But that single moment was enough for you to find an opening. The wooden staff in your hand rapidly grew larger, looking like a pillar holding up the sky. Then you gripped the staff tightly with both hands and swung it down. In an instant, a dark shadow pressed down towards the black dragon sea demon. Slash! The black dragon roared angrily. He swung his long sword upward, and a red sword chi sliced towards the sky. It collided violently with the huge wooden staff that was also swinging down. But unexpectedly, this sword key that could cut through entire floors couldn't cut through this wooden staff at this moment. In shock, the black dragon sea demon noticed that the outer layer of the wooden staff was covered with a faint golden glow. It could actually suppress the red longsword in his hand. With no other choice, the black dragon dodged to the side. But how could you let such a good opportunity slip away? Your eyes were as sharp as an eagle's. You quickly locked onto the black dragon's body and precisely controlled the huge wooden staff falling from the sky. I'm going to let you know that not everyone you can mess with, monkey staff strike. The staff carried a fierce aura and slammed down hard towards the black dragon. It kept growing larger as it fell. No matter how the black dragon tried to dodge, he couldn't avoid it. The black dragon would never have imagined that even City Lord Lu couldn't catch him. But now he was being beaten by an F-level monkey with an absurdly huge wooden staff. Seeing the earth-shattering strike fall, the black dragon had nowhere to run. He could only raise both hands upward and use his own body to resist the blow forcefully. But he still underestimated this seemingly unimpressive wooden staff. Its weight was simply the heaviest thing he had ever encountered in his life. The moment they made contact, his feet were forced into the ground, and the bones in his arms made a shattering sound as if they were breaking. The wound on the black dragon's chest that had been cut by City Lord Lu earlier burst open again, and blood flowed non-stop. Also at this moment, the black dragon was shocked to realize that a trace of fear had actually risen in his heart. Fear that he would die. How is this possible? An F-level monkey can actually kill me. Thinking of this, the black dragon endured the severe pain in his chest and forcibly resisted your attack. From the feeling coming back through your arms, you knew this guy wasn't dead yet. You quickly pulled back the wooden staff, ready to step forward and finish him off. The black dragon looked extremely embarrassed at this moment. Not only was his chest bleeding, his eyes were bloodshot, and his face was deathly pale. His arms hung down weakly. Seeing this, you didn't hesitate at all, raised the staff and leaped into the air, and struck another blow towards the black dragon's body. The black dragon flipped his hand and shook his sword. Even though his condition was terrible right now, even if this red longsword was suppressed by the strange golden light on your body, his combat power was still not low. But right at this moment, a cold system prompt sounded in your ear. Missing fragment of the golden cudgel detected. Hearing this, you frowned. Where's the missing fragment of the golden cudgel? Then, your gaze swept back and forth over the black dragon in front of you, and finally locked onto the red longsword in his hand. Seeing this, you finally understood why the great demon that even City Lord Liu and the others found extremely hard to deal with looked so embarrassed under your huge wooden staff. The problem turned out to be this red longsword. The black dragon, who had finally caught his breath, saw that you kept staring at the red longsword in his hand, and said, "What's wrong?" Scared of my great sword. Then, you asked a question that even you thought was redundant. Where did you get this sword? Why should I tell you? You tell me first. Why does the faint golden light coming off your body have a suppressing effect on my sword? Are all the big snakes on the seabed this arrogant? Hearing this, the black dragon's face instantly darkened. What did you call me? White big snake. Oh right, no. It should be black big snake. You're the damn big snake. Your whole family is big snakes. The black dragon was furious and immediately charged over with his sword raised. Completely forgot about the injuries on his body. If you want to fight, I'm all in. Are you afraid the other guy will run away? So he deliberately provoked him with words. Then he muttered, "Transform," under his breath. The next second, as you visualized it in your mind, your body turned into a long golden dragon. Now, as the golden dragon, you dove down from high above. You roared at the black dragon. The sound was as deafening as thunder. Even Li Weiguo, who was far behind, looked completely stunned. He was absolutely shaken to the core. Oh my god, that's really my son. Father. Seeing this situation, the black dragon froze completely all of a sudden. His eyes widened sharply. For a moment, he couldn't tell if the golden dragon before him was you or his father. You bastard, he snarled furiously, and immediately swung his long blade at the golden dragon in midair. But the glow emanating from the golden dragon had a suppressing effect. It circled around his red long blade. In the blink of an eye, it reached right in front of the black dragon. The black dragon tried to dodge instinctively. When he turned his head around, his pupils constricted rapidly. He saw a wooden stick, already flying heavily toward his forehead. The next second, the black dragon's body was knocked backward by the impact. You didn't hesitate at all. You twirled the wooden stick and leaped up with the stick, slamming it straight toward the black dragon's chest. The stick landed with a heavy thud. As the stick hit home, the black dragon's entire chest caved in. The sound of bones shattering inside was clearly audible. The black dragon collapsed onto the pile of corpses. He kept coughing up blood from the corner of his mouth. Impossible, you're just a monkey. Before he could finish his sentence, you slammed the stick into the black dragon's throat, killing him completely on the spot. At the same time, a cold notification sound rang in your ears. Successfully killed the East Sea Evil Demon. Fusion rate increased by 0.3%. You ignored the pop-up notification. What you cared more about right now was the red long blade in the black dragon's hand that he had gripped tightly even until death. As you bent down to take the red long blade from the black dragon's hand, even more urgent, and frequent notification sounds went off. Missing fragment of the golden cudgel detected. Upon careful inspection, it turned out this red long blade was actually forged from a fragment of the golden cudgel. Just then, Li Weiguo struggled to kneel up. He looked at you with worry in his eyes, while hiding the shock he felt toward you. Hearing this, you held the red long blade in one hand and ran quickly over to help Li Weiguo up. You saw that your father couldn't stand on his left leg. The killing intent that had just faded in your heart flared up again. Without even thinking, you squatted down gently in front of Li Weiguo. "Dad, let me carry you on my back." Seeing this, Li Weiguo, his aged eyes turned slightly red. He knew his former little son had finally grown up. Then, Li Weiguo forced a smile onto his face. "All right, Julie." Just then, on the flat ground behind you, Liu Ruyan and Liu Zhangyan, along with several enforcers who had just arrived, all looked confused. They came all the way here, but didn't see any sign of the black dragon. They only saw a young man with heavy steps, carrying a middle-aged man on his back, walking down from the pile of corpses step by step. You heard the sounds behind you, but didn't say a word. You continued walking away from the corpse pile one step at a time, and gradually disappeared into the distance. Just then, an enforcer from Jiangnan City shouted loudly, "Look, that's the Black Dragon's corpse." Liu Ruyan and Liu Zhongyan turned to look, and were shocked to find that the Black Dragon was already silent and lifeless. He was bleeding heavily from his chest, head, and other parts. Everyone at the scene was extremely astonished. "That's the Black Dragon we're talking about. We traveled hundreds of miles just to deal with him. When we arrived, he was already dead without a sound." "Could it be Julie?" "That's impossible." Liu Ruyan, who had fought the Black Dragon firsthand, quickly approached the Black Dragon's corpse. She found that the Black Dragon didn't die from blades or other attack methods. It looked more like he was beaten to death with a stick. And in her mind, she gradually recalled the wooden stick you showed back in the school opening tournament. Standing beside her, Liu Zhongyan said in shock, "He's the one who killed him." He remembered that you were holding the Black Dragon's red long blade just now. Looking at the remaining battle traces here, it all matches perfectly. The squad leader of the enforcers who came from Jiangnan City curled the corner of his mouth and broke into a smile. "Wait, that means our Jiangnan support team is unnecessary after all. Looks like there are actually some capable people among the younger generation in Beihe City. Haven't you Beihe enforcers noticed this yet?" Liu Zhongyan and Liu Ruyan fell silent immediately. Meanwhile, at the gates of Beihe City, with the Black Dragon gone, this quiet small city gradually came back to life. People slowly came out of the shelters. Qianli Pangpang, who was far outside the suburbs, also came back. The first thing he did after returning was rush to Beihe University to look for you. However, he searched the entire Beihe University but couldn't find you anywhere. Anxious, he randomly grabbed a teacher from the school and asked, "Where's Julie?" The teacher was surprised. "Julie? You mean Liu Julie, the one who went alone to save his father. Do you know him?" "Originally, he didn't know you, but when you walked out of the Beihe City gate alone, you caught a lot of people's attention. He was one of them. Up to now, a lot of people are still paying attention to you." After hearing the news, Qianli Pangpang's eyes were filled with anger. He cursed the Liu family's enforcement department, a bunch of government-paid, useless people who don't do their jobs. His father was captured by the Black Dragon. Didn't City Lord Liu and the Liu family send any enforcers? Why did he have to go alone? Speaking of this, the teacher was also very angry. They are total bastards. They didn't send a single enforcer to help. Even our principal and his daughter went, but City Lord Liu didn't do anything at all. Now a lot of people are scolding him. He won't stay as City Lord for much longer, he mumbled in a low voice. Qianli Pangpang didn't want to stay any longer. He said goodbye to the teacher and walked out of the school. He planned to go to City Lord Liu's residence. But when he was passing by the street, he was attracted by a huge crowd gathered in the distance. A large group of people were standing by the roadside, making a lot of noise. It looked like they were watching something. Without hesitation, Qianli Pangpang quickly squeezed through the crowd. What he saw next made his pupils shrink suddenly. There in his sight was Julie. You were covered in blood. Half of your gray robe was dyed bright red. A red long blade was strapped to your left back. You were carrying a middle-aged man on your back, walking over step by step. Each step was so heavy. To all these people, it felt like that earth-shattering blow of yours didn't just hit the Black Dragon, but hit all of them right in the heart. You actually killed the Black Dragon. Anyone with a brain could tell that what you were holding in your left hand was exactly the Black Dragon's proud signature weapon. What's more, Li Weigo on your back was actually still alive. You really saved him all by yourself. Oh my God. An old man stood up from his wooden stool in shock, even though he was advanced in age. With gray and white hair, this young man in front of him, who single-handedly killed the EC demon, was someone he had to remember. The others had almost the same expression. When people are in extreme shock, their first reaction is not excitement or exclamation, but silence. But you open your mouth and can't get a single word out. You're not caught up in this mood at all. Right now, all you can see is your father with his broken leg. You just want to rush back and take Li Weigo to the hospital, so you don't pause your steps for even a moment until a figure blocks his way. Blood has gotten into one of your eyes. You can't open it, so you slowly lift your gaze with your right eye to look ahead. You see a slightly chubby figure come into view. Julie, are you okay? You look really tired, unlike everyone else around. Chubby Qianli can't detect any joy on your face. All he sees is heaviness and exhaustion. Chubby Qianli steps forward to meet you on his own. Hand Uncle over to me. I'll carry him for you. It's at this very moment. A small shift happens in your heart. The next day, you and Chubby Canli are keeping watch outside Beihe Hospital. City Lord Liu Cheng. The city lord's face is slightly sullen. He is seated in the main council hall. Based on the reports brought back by Liu Ruyan and Liu Zhongyan, and the chatter among the people outside the main city, the sea demon Black Dragon that once wreaked havoc along the horizon line was indeed killed by you. Something he was never able to accomplish was actually pulled off by a young man like you. Right now, the people don't have much trust in him. Unwilling to accept this fact, Liu Zhongyan spoke up. Actually, Julie doesn't deserve all the credit for this. If the city lord hadn't used the god statue to intimidate it, and ignored the backlash to slash the Black Dragon across the chest, Julie would never have been able to kill it. If you ask me, the main credit goes to you, brother, for injuring the Black Dragon first. It's true that the damage I dealt to the Black Dragon helped a lot, but even an injured Black Dragon is not easy to deal with. The city lord looked at Liu Zhongyan. You said before, when his life was on the line, he would use the special power of the red long blade. Even I wouldn't dare underestimate a deadly weapon like that. So, I'm not jealous that this young man killed the Black Dragon. I'm just curious how he was able to withstand that deadly red blade. After hearing these words, everyone in the council hall fell silent. The city lord sighed. That deadly weapon, I still haven't figured out what exactly happened with it. Then he remembered something and asked, I heard that deadly weapon is now in Julie's hands. Liu Zhongyan nodded. That's right. What's wrong, city lord? Want to take a look? That's a trophy he earned with his own strength. You can't just take it from him easily. That's against the rules. It's fine, he can't control it anyway. Even if the city lord hadn't said anything, Liu Zhongyan and the others already had secret thoughts about it. After all, it's a weapon even their city lord fears. How could they not be tempted? Meanwhile, the doctor who came out of the hospital entrance said, his left leg has a comminuted fracture. It will take a fairly long time to treat. During this period, the patient's family needs to raise enough money before we can perform the surgery. Medical expenses have always been a very realistic problem. You fell silent gradually after hearing that. Looks like I'll have to sell all the valuable things at home. Unbeknownst to you, Chubby Canli behind you waved a hand casually and said, it's okay. I'll cover the cost. Just go ahead with the surgery. I'm warning you. Don't try any of your cheap tricks on me. Use the best medical equipment you can get for Uncle Lee. And the best medical services. No matter how expensive they are, I can totally afford it. You and the doctor turned to look over. Both of you were stunned for a moment. You stepped forward and said thank you. Is this a loan? If it is, I might not be able to pay you back anytime soon. Chubby Canli smiled and said to you, "Aw, come on. Don't be such a fuss budget. It's just some money for a broken leg treatment. My pocket money alone is more than enough to cover all the costs here."